What's up, tea drinkers? Who's ready to spill? Welcome to The Tea with KG, hosted by your girl, Kaylee Grace. Here you'll find your weekly boost of real talk mixed with laughter, healing, and all of those vulnerable, messy moments in between. The Tea with KG is a safe space for you to show up exactly as you are. We are here to share real-life stories from around the globe and be a community of love, joy, and celebrating life. This is a real deal show, so there will be coarse language and sensitive topics discussed. The most beautiful stories oftentimes emerge from the darkest of places, and we're here to explore it all. There's room for everyone at this tea time, so grab your drink of choice, spark it up, or just relax and soak it up. Cheers, and let's spill. What's up, tea drinkers? We are back with another episode of The Tea with KG. I am your host, Kaylee Grace, and we have another amazing guest joining us today, Elena. Whoop, whoop. So Elena has a company called Ellenfinds, and she is ranked as a top freelancer in Vancouver, which is so cool. She does way more than that. She does all the things. So we'll get right into it with the who are you and what do you do?
Hey, I'm Elena. I'm originally from Lithuania, so
Cool.
long way from home. Yeah, and I came to Vancouver 6 years now. Yeah, it's been 6 years. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and kind of like jumped into, living a completely different life because everything is so different from back home. Um,
Yeah.
I was just even talking to someone today saying that, you can cross the whole country, like the whole Lithuania in 3 hours, in under 3 hours. Where
Wow.
I travel from Coquitlam to Vancouver, it takes me like an hour and a half sometimes, which is like
Right?
country. So that's been an adjustment, but I always traveled. I kind of
Yeah.
I was more away when I was home, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
That's
don't.
cool. What brought you to Vancouver?
I was living in States for a while, and
Cool.
then my boyfriend at the time was like, "Okay, so what's next? What are we gonna do next?" And just like, I don't know, I want to go somewhere next to States because I always wanted to live in States for some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know. I just wanted to speak
You were
English, and
drawn there. Yeah. That's
yeah,
cool.
it's been something like I was drawn to. And yeah, he was just like, oh, I think he filled up the application to go to Canada without even like asking me, and then he told me, and I was just like, okay, yeah, let's do it.
All right.
I didn't care, like I was just like, okay, this is close enough to States, so I'll be happy. And then when I came
Yeah.
here, I was like, why would I need States? This is beautiful. Everyone
Yes.
English. It's like if I want to go to States and visit, it's so close by, so I just like fought my way to get a PR and I stayed.
That's cool. Which part of the States were you in?
I lived in Florida when I was 15, and
Wow.
then yeah.
That's cool.
I didn't understand that back then, like it was just I
Yeah.
was a teenager. But then a couple of years later, so when I was in university, there's this program called Work and Travel where you can just like go there
Mhm.
for 3 months, work, and then come back. So I did
Cool.
Provincetown. I don't know if you know about Provincetown. It's like this destination for like gay people. So that
Oh
was like
yeah.
super cool. It was so fun. Like every day was like a party, So like
Yes.
it was summer ever. And then yeah, and that's about it. Yeah, I spent like 4 months there, and then I came.
Wow. So you are a traveling girl. I love that. I love to travel too. The way you said you felt drawn to the States, I
Hmm.
felt like that with Australia. After university, I was like, all right, here we go. I'm going to Australia because like I'm a beachy girl. I'm pretty laid back. So I was like, yes, I feel like that will be a good place for me. And it totally was. It was super
Yeah,
fun.
oh, yeah, I would give anything to go to Australia. I always wanted to. Um,
Yeah.
one of my best friends moved there, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to somehow go there just for a year or something, just to experience. So
Yes. Oh my God, I couldn't agree more. Travel is so important. Just like you get to meet so many cool people and experience new things, new food, new sights. Like it's amazing.
oh yeah, it changes your life, like the way you see life as well, right?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I'm like, yes, girl. So you said you've been in Vancouver since 2015, was it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So when you got here, did you jump right into the workforce or like what did you do when you first got here?
So basically what we have to do is like we only have 1 year visa. So I needed
Okay.
to find a job, I needed to find a sponsor and just like, to get my PR.
Hmm.
Um, so I was just like looking for anything. I started as a barista and
Yep.
then I moved to serving breakfast. So I did like 1 year of like waking up at 5 in the morning, like so that was a disaster. But I actually stayed with that restaurant. I still work there as a social media manager now. So it's
Cool.
really, really nice to me. Um, and yeah, and then because I have a degree in computer science,
That's
so,
awesome.
so I was looking for jobs, related in my area kind of. I worked as a computer science person here in Vancouver, but I really didn't like it. I just
Hmm.
want an office job and like serving was kind of fun because I got to meet a lot of people. That's where I met Britt actually,
Oh, awesome. Yes.
my business partner, and that's like a beautiful connection I have.
Oh, I love that. Just for everyone listening, Britt, who was on what episode was she? Episode 12. That's how we got connected, Elena and I. So, yay. Small world.
So yeah, and then after that, COVID happened, and I just I remember after COVID happened, and then they said, oh, okay, so we're like easy, like they're opening everything up, and I was like, okay, so I have my first serving shift. I went back, and the first shift, I was just like, no way, I'm doing this. Felt like nothing has changed, like nothing moved on, like the world stopped.
Yeah.
Same people, same clientele, I'm just like, I have to do something with my life. So I texted my manager the same day and I just said that I'm quitting. Like
I'm done.
I gave 2 weeks notice, but she was kind enough to let me go earlier. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just like jumped into like starting my own business just like straight away.
Okay, that is so cool. I want to know all the things about this because I just think that's so cool and inspirational. And plus, too, I think like coming from a foreign country into a different country and starting your own business, that's fucking cool, man. Like, I want to know everything. So tell us that, your story with your business. Like, how did it start? What made you decide to go for it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Um, I think yeah, that was kind of like because during COVID I started freelancing on Upwork.
Cool.
I was like just editing, like doing whatever, just kind of like keep staying busy. And like the restaurant that I was working for, I already started managing their social, but everything stopped, so I kind of stopped there as well. And then I was like, okay, maybe I can pick up like similar clients or something. So I found a couple of
Mm.
people in states actually, like a brand in Florida that needed some like social media content and whatever. So they sent me like a package with like a bunch of like their products, and I took pictures and I
Right.
post them on social, and I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. Like I can get to do photography,
Yeah.
plus I get to do social media. It was just fun. And
Yeah.
so I started like pitching a bunch of different clients. And yeah, so that's kind of like how I got into it. But the original story of all of this is pre-COVID. I was in the park listening to like what was it? It was like an audiobook or something. And
Yeah.
the guy on the audiobook, he was like, if you believe in something, you can do something. Just have to,
Yeah.
right? And I was in the park and I was like, okay, what can I do with my life? I love photography. I love food. There's like a bunch of foodies in Vancouver. And I'm like, why don't
Yes.
that? So I just like messaged 5 or 10 restaurants like on Instagram and I was like, hi, would you be down if I come take pictures for free food? And they were like, I think like 70% of them answered me and they were like, sure, why don't we do that? And I was like, oh my God, this is
That's amazing.
that's crazy. And that was like
I'm a
the
foodie
beginning.
too. I'm like, oh my God, where?
I know, it's crazy. So like I was like I packed up my things. I was in the park for like 20 minutes because I was suntanning. I was just like
Yeah.
packed up my things. I ran home. I put a list together, like where am I going, to take
Yes.
pictures. And then the whole like 2 weeks, I think I was just eating free food and taking pictures. And then
Oh my God.
okay,
Living the dream.
I know. And I was like, okay, this is easy and fun. I was not getting paid. I was just getting free food. But then after a year doing that, I was doing that for a year.
Oh, girl, I love it. I'd be doing it too.
But like it got boring. At one point, I was just like, okay, so all I do is eat all this cold food. Because, like, no matter how nice it looks in the beginning, it's cold,
Yes. By the
Like,
time you get to eat it.
I know. And I was like, okay, so like I tried everything, I tasted everything. I just need to do something. So I started like charging people, like just saying like, yeah, what
Yeah.
if we do that? And like maybe I could do a video for you, So I started like thinking of ways to do it. So yeah, my career kind of started from being a foodie. I just was doing like giveaways and I grew my following like that, So it
I
was
love that.
yeah. And the foodie
That's so
community
cool.
in Vancouver is like super, super cool. Like everyone's super
Oh, that's so nice when the community is so supportive. Like, I love that.
yeah, definitely.
Wow. Oh my God. I feel like all my listeners are going to be here for this because I'm totally a foodie and I'm sure a lot of them are listening are. There you go, guys.
There's
Go reach out to
yeah,
restaurants and be like, I
the
will take
groups
pictures for
of
food.
friends will be getting like tons of messages right now from different people. Can I come and take pictures?
Yeah.
But
Man, I'm like, why didn't I think of that? That's a great idea.
it was just like from a book or something. I don't remember what got me into it, but I remember that moment where I just like packed everything up. I ran home. I made a list. I was like, okay, I'm doing this. That
This
was
is it.
cool. That was cool.
Cool. So, okay, so you started doing that, then you started charging people. Was
Mm.
this the birth of Ellenfinds, or like how did that come to, like how did you grow into what you are now?
Mm. Well, yeah, the name Ellenfinds, I don't know when I made an Instagram like in 2016 or 2017. I wasn't even thinking, I don't know, I was posting like food pictures as well, just like with my phone, taking it with my phone.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and then the business idea just came when I was picking up like more clients, like more restaurants and then like social media accounts, and then at one point I was just like doing so much when I like quit restaurant job and I was doing just everything like, accounting, taking pictures, posting like
Yeah.
clients, and I was just so overwhelmed. And I knew Brit, like we were really close, and calling her boyfriend as a photographer as well. And I was just like,
Cool.
so I need to get help. Like this is
Yes.
and like I was kind of in the mindset that I have to do everything by myself because if I won't make money, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, and the word like everyone was like, you have to ask for help. Once you ask for help, you open more doors and you get more clients,
Yeah.
you get to do more stuff. And I was just like, okay, well, I'll try. And like we met up and we had dinner, and I was just like so shy, and I asked for her help, and she was like so open to it. She was like, yeah, I'm down for it.
Of
So
course.
and she's fluent as well. I was like writing all my content, like Googling every word if it's correct or not. I was just
Yeah.
like crazy, going crazy. And then Brit came along, and I was just like, my God, my life is like 10 times easier. She's like super fun. She has this voice, like every brand like we worked with, they just love her, like the way she,
Yeah.
she's perfect. And yeah, so she brought this like really light part of herself into the business.
I love
And
that.
yeah, and I think it's just how it started like rolling. We got to pick up more clients because the workload on myself was lighter. So yeah, and I think we're doing great. I'm just trying to get her to work full time for me, but
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that so much. And it's so inspirational to watch, like, where you started, and now you literally have a full-on business with people that work with you and you can collab. And I just think that's so cool.
that is cool. Yeah, I'm happy about it. Like Canada also opened a lot of doors for me. Like I don't think I would be doing that back home. It's the completely
Yeah.
different and yeah, I just saw a lot of possibilities here as well. And like all the small businesses are super supportive. Like,
Yes. I love that. Oh, that's so, so cool. Like, literal boss babe in a foreign country, killing it. Like, I just think that's amazing. And I feel like, I mean, even for people who are originally from here, hearing your story, it's so cool because, like, it shows you literally you can do anything you set your mind to. Like, if you want to do something, you can do it. You just have to figure it out. And it may not be perfect right away. You may eat free food for a year until you find you grow and evolve. But that's
I,
like what it is, right?
yeah, yeah. I love that about just trying to find like hustling. Like every day I work, like, you know, I feel
Yeah.
like I work 24/7. Like I don't remember having like a free weekend or something. But that part of me, like that part of the job is just, I don't know. It's exciting to see the business grow as well, you know?
Yes. And it's like, it's cool because it's fun for you too. I find like similar, like when you do stuff that's like social media driven or like this, it does feel like you're always working, but because it's fun, it doesn't always feel like work, which is super good. I love that so much.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh my God. So when you were like, were you in Lithuania before you were in the States before you came to Canada, right? I was like, what's the timeline?
Oh, the timeline is it's messy. I'm actually yeah, I lived in Lithuania until I was 18.
Okay.
Then I enrolled to college, and I actually there's so much sun coming out here.
I know it's coming in my window too. I was like, I'm gonna have to close
It's
those curtains.
funny. It was raining all day. Yeah, so I was in Lithuania, and then I got into college, and like I applied to colleges in Spain and Portugal because I just like wanted to be somewhere tropical. I was always
Yes.
drawn to, you know, something like sun and, you
I
know.
feel you, girl. I'm the same.
Yeah, I was like, okay, just give me a beach and sun, and you know, and I applied to like all those colleges, and because I was computer science, you know, like, getting a computer science degree, none of them like wanted me, so I got to go to like Poland, which is like next door. It's like 2 hours drive. I was like, no, I don't want to go tropical. Like, what the heck? And then the other option was Czech Republic, so I went to Czech Republic instead. And it was
Cool.
like the smallest city. It's like industrial city. You know, there was nothing going on. But that was actually that's my favorite place on earth. I met like all like the best people, and like I had the best
Oh,
parties. You know, it's just all about like the
I
people.
love that. It's so true. When I traveled, I met so many people from all different places, Czech included, and they're so fun. I loved those people.
So,
We always had a good time.
yeah, Czechs are the best actually. They know how to party. And
Yes.
yeah, so and then I stayed in Czech Republic for 2 years. I graduated there, and then I went to States to work for the summer, came back, kind of sorted my visa to go to Canada, and I came to
Nice.
Canada, yeah. So it's been
That's cool.
it's been a lot of everything.
And when did you learn English? Like, did you always know English or?
Well, no, when I was 15, I went to Florida, so I kind of like learned the basics because I
Mm-hmm.
stayed for like a year and a half. And then I came home. I was ahead of everyone else because, you know, like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was teaching like kids to speak English. And like my dad would pay me money to go and teach my sister. So I did,
That's awesome.
well, I was terrible with children, so that was, um but then yeah, and I after that I just like got into college, you know, and like in high school I was like ahead as well because I just knew how to speak.
Yeah.
And and yeah, in college we all spoke English because, you know, I couldn't speak Czech. And yeah, I think like States and eventually here. Like when I came to Canada, I wasn't as fluent, I would say, as I am right now. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been fun.
Oh, for sure. And I feel like too, when you're immersed in it, you're hearing it all the time, it helps, definitely.
I was freaking out before doing this because I was just telling Brett, I was like, okay, so I've never done like an full hour conversation just like speaking English because, you know, I get like breaks if we're in between people. I get to like, you know, kind of like shut up and listen to everyone else, and then I can speak again when I have like gather my thoughts. But right now I was just like, okay, I'll try. This will be fun. If I pass
Oh my,
up,
you're doing amazing. I'm just like, this is perfect. We're just flowing. It's great.
oh, thanks for that.
Oh, I love it. So with your business, like I know you do freelancing, but you do like photography, social media stuff. What other like services do you offer?
Well, most of it we do like content creation, which is me taking
Whoa.
pictures, Brit writing captions, and then it becomes like this whole package, you know, and then we schedule
Oh,
it so the businesses don't have to do anything basically,
that's
which is like
perfect.
it's like a one-stop shop, you know, like we do everything instead of them like hiring a photographer, then going to a content writer. So
Yeah.
we do all of that, but I'm doing a lot of photography lately, just
Cool.
just going to like events and taking pictures of stuff. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks that I'm like doing a lot of that, which is new to me. Um, But yeah, what else do we do? We do, like the basics, website,
Yeah.
like all of the other stuff, like branding. I recently hired, like not hired, but I asked like three of my graphic designer friends to join me just to,
Mm-hmm.
have it all in one stop, like if people want to also go graphic design as well, so they can just like book our services as well, which is
I
nice.
love that. I'm the type of person, I love a one-stop shop. Like if I don't have to search for it, I don't want to. So I love that. I'm here for it because it just makes life so convenient. And also too, people will know your work from, like, let's say they hired you in photography or content creation, but now they're like, oh, I need a graphic designer. They'll know the quality because they've already like had you do other things. So I think that's great.
Yeah, I think so. And like it's been a while that I was posting like a lot about my photography, And then I think some of my like following got like confused and they were like, okay, so maybe she stopped the social media stuff. So like every now and then I would be getting like messages saying like maybe someone who can help us with social media, and I would be like, well, me, I do.
Me.
So like I think like social is very important. Like you have to be updating your, profile, just saying like, oh, I do that, or like reminded in stories, just be like, oh, we also do,
Yes.
and it's just something that everyone just have to remember, I guess. I'm just giving some tips, you see.
Oh my God. No, these are perfect tips. I was literally going to say, I agree so much because as the person posting it, sometimes you might think, oh my God, like I posted this, last month or whatever. But people don't remember. And like there's new people eyes all the time. So it's like Elena said, like it's perfect to consistently post what you do. So I love that. That's a great social media tip.
Yeah, just send like constant reminders.
Yeah. Well, I guess while we're talking about tips, give me like, I don't know, your top 3, top 5. Give us like whatever your best social media tips are that would be helpful to maybe potential content creators, or just I find it's helpful for even people who do like network marketing or people who have like a small business or anything. These tips are great.
Yeah, just be consistent, have like a nice visual presence, I think,
Yeah.
be on brand, be yourself. That's very important, and like show a lot of behind the scenes, That's very important. I feel like brands forget that. Like they have this nice like
Yeah.
presence, the first when someone is like window shopping, they're like, "Oh, this is really cool. It's on brand." But like we want to see some stuff that's going on behind, like who's the owner, like what do they do, how do they do things. I think that's the most
Yeah.
attractive part of anything, even like a restaurant, for example. Like I love seeing the how the kitchen works, and how they
Yeah.
together. That's very attractive, I think.
Oh my God. And you know what? I have heard people providing tips, and I've never heard someone say that. I love that tip so much because it's true. It's fun to see the process and to see what how did, like, my friend has a clothing business, and it's like so cool to me to be like, "Hey, how did that sweatshirt get from wherever to me?" Like, I
Yeah,
think I agree.
yeah, that's I
So
think
cool.
it's very important. Like for me, knowing a person, like especially if it's a small business, right? Like you kind of want to know what they're going through, and even like sending all those like tiny messages saying like, oh, I worked so hard, like you want to help that person, you want to be there for them, like because I worked with so many small businesses and I kind of like got that vibe from everyone. Just be yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, like, being yourself is the most beautiful thing. And like, why be someone else when you can be you? Because there's nobody else like you. You are you. You are unique. And I think it would be exhausting being trying to be something that you weren't. And it's not going to last if you try that. You got to be yourself because that's always going to shine through. And when you do let your inner light just shine, that's what people are attracted to. They're like, oh, yes.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like watching your reels on your personal page. That was so cool. I was like, wow, she's fun. She's so much fun.
Thank you. I know I have to be more consistent with the reels. I'll go through spurts where I'm like real, real, but sometimes those reels I'm a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes, and I have to let that go sometimes because some of those ones, especially the outfit ones, I'm like, my God, I'm sweating. Like I am like this took me like an hour. So
I can't do any of that. Like for me, like seeing people like because I know how much work goes into it. Like every time I
yeah.
see it, I'm like, oh my God, she must have spent a day doing this. Because like I do a lot of reels for my brands, when they ask me to do it. Like cringe, but like I do it. It's just I know how much work it goes into it, so
Oh my
like
gosh,
anyone
yes.
doing any of that fashion stuff, I'm the hands down.
I know. And the ones I find sometimes that like are more, I'll say popular, are the ones I spent like 5 seconds doing. I'm like, oh, okay. So
Yeah, I know. And the funny thing is, the harder you work, the less views it gets.
100%, 100%. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna do the silly, funny ones because those are easy and people like them. So,
That's funny. Social
oh,
is
it's so good. And like, there's so much to social media that I feel, I mean, I think people are more educated on it now because it's been around a lot longer. But I feel like sometimes people look at people who do social media content creation and are like, oh, must be nice. They just get to be on there. Like, they think it's so easy. And I'm like, it's not. I'm like, you might think it looks easy, but that doesn't mean there wasn't 2 hours of work that went into the behind the scenes. Like, I feel like that's something that we need to bring to light more. I'm like, these people work their asses off. Like,
it
it
is.
takes a lot.
And a lot of them are just not getting paid as well, until they reach like the crazy followings or whatever. They work for free
Yeah.
with brands like promoting stuff, and that's a crazy amount of work. Like even right now, like I was talking, I don't know who I was talking to, but like that was something that I said that I need a social media manager for my own business, even though like I should know how to do it. It's just that I have so much content and I just don't have the time to go through it and like to post it and to think about it. It's hard. That's why I always encourage businesses, to reach out and like you need that help for sure. You can't do everything. That was the same with me, and trying to get Brit on board. I was trying to do everything by myself. I was like, oh wow, I'm getting so much money, but I was just exhausted. It showed on my feed. I was just making a mess. It was just
Yeah.
not looking consistent. I was not in a happy place. So of course, you can't do everything by yourself, but it's not gonna be. It's just not as rewarding, I would say.
It's true. It's so true. And like, I like too that you knew when you got to the point of needing to get help. When you start to grow so big, like it's not possible to do it all by yourself. So I think that's really interesting. 'Cause sometimes I look, this podcast is still very much a little baby and I'm just doing it from the heart. But I'm like, as it grows, like it might be smart for me to allocate some of the things I do because it does take a lot of time to do. But I enjoy it. But like you said, like once you grow, you have to bring in the troops.
When you do actually ask for help, I think that allows you to grow. Because I wasn't growing, I was always in the same circle because I can only do as much, like I can take care of free clients and I'll be getting the same amount of money always. But if I want to take a new client, like how am I gonna do it alone? So like once I like shared that money and I was like, okay, so maybe I'll get less money, but I'll get new clients. So that's always like, that's the way to expand.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, what's that saying? They say you got to spend money to make money. And it's
Yeah,
true.
that's very true.
Yeah. And like, I feel too, like you said, the collaboration that you get, it opens you up to new networks and also like, new ideas. And I just think I love collaborating with people because it's fun. It's like, yes, okay, what are we going to do today?
Yeah, I'm always down for that. Every time I see like a new cool artist, I always follow, I always comment. Yesterday I was in live, that was like a live from like a photographer in States, and he has like 10,000 followers, but he only had like 12 people like joining him for the live session. I was like, this is not fair. Like he's working his ass off, and like he only
Yeah.
gets like 12 people, and I was just like there commenting on everything he was saying because I was just like, I'm supporting.
Yeah.
I just love doing that.
I'm engaging.
I'm obsessed with like beat making right now. For me, it's like music, like beat
Ooh.
makers. It's my like the best community on Instagram. And like, because
Cool.
I'm like kind of a beat nerd, but like that community, every time I'm on Instagram, I'm just like tuning in the lives. They're all so active. Like if it's like 12 people, they're just gonna be like going crazy with comments. And I'm like, how do I get this community to be in the content creation community? Like
Right?
they're the
It's
best.
so true. And like it's so beautiful to see that kind of hype and support. Like
Mhm.
I agree. I'm like, where is that on so many other communities? Because like don't be shy. Like, we want to hear what you have to say in your comments.
Yeah, maybe that also has to do with a lot of competition, I would say, because
Yeah.
content creators is like especially like fashion industry and just photography, and like there's a lot of people doing the same thing, and you can kind of sense where people are being natural and like honest in the comments, and some of them are just leaving the comments to get comments. So that's another side of the business that Instagram has become like a very competitive place to be.
100%. Yes.
It can
Very
be
true.
I can see your dog. He came to join us.
Oh, because like this, I find the screen, it shrinks, so I can't see him in my reflection. But yeah, he'll probably like keep inching closer and closer. He's so funny. He had surgery yesterday, so he's not as excited today. He's still a little mellow. So with your biz, like what do you see for the future? Like, do you have a vision in mind, or are you just kind of riding the wave? Like, what would you like to see happen?
Well, first I need to get Brett on board. Like,
yes, Britt, if you're listening.
I keep saying that to her. I'm like, okay, so maybe it's time to quit your job, which is very unfair, and I know that like it's unfair because like we all have commitments, and that's crazy to just like say no to everything else and just be like, okay, let's do this. But yeah, I'm trying to to expand and to grow. We just got a new client, which we're like super excited. I'm gonna announce it soon, but it's a big one, and we're excited about it. But yeah, like just growing, in general. I think I just need a bigger team as well. So we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, it's going to happen, girl. You're putting in the work and you're putting it out there, and the universe is listening. It's coming. Like, I mean, look how much you've grown in such a short time. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's been it's already like a year and a half I'm doing this.
Wow. Wow. I mean, it's so cool because, like, I feel like the COVID pandemic has, for people I see, yeah, sure, it threw a loop in some things, but so many people have started cool businesses or transformed their life or like finally followed their heart or whatever the case may be. And I just think that's so fucking cool. I'm like, yes, people, let's do this. Be brave and go after what you want.
Exactly. And also, I don't think something needs to, like a pandemic needs to happen for you to change your life, just
Exactly.
feel like you can do it, you should do it. And like when it's not now, and I was like afraid to fail, and I'm afraid to fail like every day. That's why I'm like, I never say, like I haven't said no to any of the clients yet, like, comes my way, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I can do it. And then at the end of the week, I'm just like sweating because I'm like, how am I gonna do this? But like, I think it's just, that idea of just going for it. That's very
Yes. Being brave, and like I totally feel you on that, like that fear of failure. And like I find when I've been afraid in life, like I always use this podcast as an example because it's the perfect example for my life. I always knew for years, I was like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I know I need to do this. And I was so scared. I had to heal in different parts of my life, like there was a lot going on. So I don't regret the timing of it because I think the timing is always as it should be. But I look back and I'm like, my God, I was just so scared. Like I had this equipment I was saying for like a year, and I didn't press record because I was just like, I don't know. It was like I was just standing in my own way. And like once I finally was like, okay, enough, like stop. Why aren't you doing this? Because you're going to love it.
Yeah.
You're going to help people. So just do it. And then I just did it. And it's been the most amazing ride. Like it's only been 3 months, but still it's awesome. And I love it. And I get to meet new people. And I just think it's so cool.
I think that's awesome. Like hosting a podcast, it's something that I would want to do. Of course, not in English. I would. But yeah, I always was drawn. Like I'm listening to podcasts all the time, and like someone just go for it. That's so cool. Oh, your dog is so cute.
Oh my God. He gives a really good baby face, like he's a big teddy bear.
I'm such a dog person.
Oh, you can meet him anytime. He loves cuddles. He's like the happiest dog. He's so funny.
I'm sorry if I'm not gonna be watching you. I'm gonna be watching your dog.
I would be too, girl. I would be too. I think, do you have a cat? Because I saw something that your background's blurred, but I was like, what do I see?
Yeah, I do have a cat. But anyway,
It was earlier, but is it a boy or a girl?
it's a boy,
I
Nacho.
saw it. Oh, I saw him going and I was like, ooh, where's the kid? I love cats too. I'm like, let me have all the animals. Just come
Well,
to me.
I was never a cat person. My sister actually, like, she was here, couple of years ago, I think. Yeah, I think like she left during COVID. So she convinced me to get a cat. She was like, we have to get a pet. Like, we have living with me. And then of course we got a cat. She found a boyfriend and she just moved out. And I was like, okay, are we sharing custody? Are you gonna like come and take care of him? Because I love Nacho, but he was such a jerk cat. Because I'm a dog person, so I was like, never. I don't know how to pet cats. I don't know how to talk to them. Like, I don't like them. They don't like me or something. And like, yeah, my sister just moved out, and she was like, yeah, well, maybe you should just take care of it yourself. I was like, okay, I'm stuck with a cat. Like a 1-year-old cat. So okay.
Oh, a baby cat at that too, in the kitten phase.
Yeah.
Is she back in Lithuania now?
Yeah, she left and like living a happy life. Never even asked. She's like, "Oh, don't send me pictures of my cat."
Oh my God.
She took like 7 selfies in the beginning, and she was happy with it. We could have just went to walk to the like one of those cat face, whatever it's called.
Yes.
Take a bunch of pictures, and she would have been happy. But no, we had to get a cat.
Yep, had to have one in the house. Oh my God, that's so funny. I have like squirrel brain, like I'll talk and then I go off on tangents and then I'm like, hey, what were we talking about again?
I know.
Oh yeah, your visions for the future with your business, like where you want to see it grow.
Um, I don't know. I think I wanted to be like a company. I want someone maybe to be doing all what I'm doing right now instead of me. And I could just,
Yes.
kind of supervise what's going on. And I want the photographer to have my style, the way I shoot.
Yes.
Because it's been a struggle of me letting people take pictures for me. I never did that. Like if I get hired, I normally just do it myself. But there were moments that, Britt would say, hey, but why don't you just let Colin, her boyfriend, to take pictures? I'm like, I know he's gonna do a great job. I know he's like super talented, but it's just when people ask me to take pictures, they want my style. So I think it should be like a workshop. Maybe I would like teach people to do stuff the way I do it. So I would like that eventually, just to have like a couple of more photographers on my team and, people who would do social as well. And just kind of
absolutely
manage, not micromanage, but manage.
Yes. No, for sure. Be able to delegate tasks because, like, that's it. You're only one person, and that way, too, you can continue to grow. And it's just so cool. And I love, like, the style of, like, your web. Do you guys do web pages as well? Like, make websites? Cool. I was going to say yours, it looks so pretty and clean. And, like, I'm a marketing girl. So, like, anything aesthetically pleasing, I just love. I'm like, yes. Like, I could look at this all day. Even your Instagram feed, I'm like, like, you can tell this is what she does. It's so good.
So much. No, I'm always, because I know nothing about marketing. So every time I get like a small tip from a marketing person, I'm like, yay.
Oh, yes. You're killing it.
Thank you.
I like how bright your stuff is too. Like it's happy and it's fun and I like that.
Thanks.
That's my vibe. I'm like happy, fun vibes. Let's go.
Totally. That's me.
Yes.
I'm like a very like a calm and shy and introvert person usually. But like when it comes to that side of like content creation, I love giving like, something that's poppy and vibrant and, just
brighten people's day. Oh, here he comes. I knew this was gonna happen. He's like, now it's my show. I know. He like rests his head on my shoulder. He's so sweet. But yeah, like I just love the way your stuff looks. And like I said, from a marketing person, like that stuff just gets me going. So I'm like, yes, girl, keep it coming. I love it.
Thanks so much.
Of course. So on the days like that we all have off days. We're human.
Mhm.
Do you have any like mindset tips for people? You're an entrepreneur, so other entrepreneurs, like how to keep going. You know what I mean? When you're having an off day, like what do you do? Do you just keep going? Do you let your body rest? Like what do you do?
I literally just keep going. No,
Keep
but
going.
I do have those moments where I wake up at like 6 a.m. in the morning, and because I moved to Coquitlam and there's more nature and it's
Yes.
just beautiful here. I do wake up at like 6 in the morning, make myself coffee, and just drive to the lake and just like sit outside,
Oh,
have my coffee, and because I'm forced to be outside, so that makes me not sit in front of my computer and just start working and just like try to block everything and just be like. So I just go for a like driving for me, it's a lot. Music
yeah.
for me, like, is healing and
I agree. I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm so the same. I just poked him in the face. I'm so sorry. With music and like I totally get it. And driving, it can be so meditative. And like when you're at the lake, I'm sure with your coffee, it's like your morning routine. I love that.
yeah, that's a little something. I think like going for walks and just being outdoors. That's very important for any
I
soul.
agree. I agree. Nature is so grounding and so healing. And it's just like I like that you start your day for yourself, not
Mm.
for other people. Because I've done different businesses in the past, and when you wake up and immediately like look at your phone and you're like, okay, like answering to others, even though yeah, you might feel like you're accomplishing stuff, I found in the long run I burnt out doing that. Like you have to honor your body, honor your health, and don't think about what's waiting for you. Give yourself those beautiful moments in the morning or whenever you want to take them, and be mindful to yourself because you
Yeah.
don't want to burn out. You want to keep going.
And any activities, like like I do yoga. I do yoga at least like
Me
six,
too.
7 times a week, because I'm
It's so good. Do you not love? Okay, I get into the best meditations when I do yoga. I think it's because like I'm moving my body at the same time, and I don't know what it is, but when I'm done, I'm like, am I on drugs right now? Like, it's the best feeling.
it is I'm just it's my way to just like I don't know how it is for other people, but I crave yoga, like
Yes.
I work on my computer and I'm stressing out. I'm like, oh my God, it's 5 p.m. I have to do yoga. I just need to do yoga right now. So I just like shut everything. I go do yoga, and then like after that I can go back to work and I'm like chill. But I need
Yeah.
that. It's like a drug,
Oh, yes.
That's
Oh, for sure. It's because and I find with yoga too, it's for me, I feel like you could relate to this. It's not just about your body, it's about your spirit and your mind. Like it's so much more than just for your body. And
yeah.
it's freaking magical. Oh my God, I love it so much.
It is. It is. I started doing it when I came to Canada, so I wasn't really doing it. I found this like girl on YouTube. I think it's yoga with Adrienne.
Oh,
Adrienne.
cool.
So she does like 30-day yoga. So you have to
Nice.
do it every day. You have to show up every day. And I started doing that. I did it once, and then she released another set. And then I told my sister. My sister started doing it, and then another friend did it, and another friend did it, and then I found out that like my restaurant manager did it as well. So that like showing up every day, it can like it got me going for like since now, like since
Yeah.
it's been like 2 or 3 years I'm doing it like every day. It's
Yes.
amazing. It's so healing. Like yoga
Oh,
is.
for sure. And it's great too, because like you can make it as high or low intensity as you want. Because, like, let's say, your body does need to rest. Okay, let's do a nice yin where we're just stretching or, so nice, so versatile.
It is. It is. It's awesome.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God, you're speaking to my soul. I'm like, yes, fellow yogi. So I love that you said that because a lot of times, you get tips that are the typical, uh, you know, let your body rest or write things down, but I like that you mentioned moving your body because I think a lot of times too, if you are sitting for your job, which most of us are, it's important get the blood moving because I find too that'll help the creative juices too. If you're ever stuck, it's like okay, let me move my body, and then the creative will come back. Is
Yeah.
that your cat right there, the tail? Oh my gosh, hi baby.
Fucking
Oh
good.
my god, I love him.
It's a big cat.
He's big. I love it. Hi, Bubby. Oh my God, he's so cute. This people on YouTube, you get an animal show. That's so hilarious. Both their animals are like in our face, like, excuse me, what are you doing?
Yeah, he does. He only does that when it's not necessary, you know.
Yes.
When I need hugs, when I actually need hugs, he would never come.
He's like, I know you're doing something right now, so here I am.
It's actually a funny story the way I got him. Like I bought him from this lady in Chilliwack, and that lady had like a yoga studio. So she had like like a small house, and like a part of her house was a yoga studio. So when I
Yeah.
came there, like that was like 9 p.m. or something that I drove all the way there, and I knew that she's gonna, show me the cat. And I enter, and there's like, like soft music playing, and all those cats are super chill. They look high as well. And like she showed me Nacho, and Nacho was like super like, zen.
Yeah.
And that was like the perfect cat. I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's take it.
Yes, that's the one. The yoga kitty.
When I do yoga, he's always around, he's
Yeah.
just creepily like creeping on me and like being there.
It's so funny. I have a hard time doing yoga here because, as you can tell, that big teddy bear, he like, he's like, okay, I'll do it with you. And he's like, right in my space. I'm like, buddy, like, I can't move. He's like, no, I'm here too.
I know they're attracted. I think cats and dogs in general, they're like attracted to anything that's, the moment you're in like a chill space, they would come and they like that. So which is so nice. That tells a lot.
Yeah.
Because when he knows when I'm stressed, he's not even going for it, Like, he sees me from far and he's just like, not going.
Uh-oh.
But
You definitely need to meet my dog because, like, if I'm upset or something, he's like, I got you. Like, he'll come cuddle you. And he's like, if I cry, he's like, oh, no, I'm here.
dogs are the best for that. Like when they feel when you're, sad. And I haven't noticed that with Nacho. Like he doesn't come when I'm crying. But like I remember having a dog and that would be the best, the moments when
Yeah.
he's just there. That's awesome.
I've had cats growing up and like throughout my life, and I've just been lucky with my cats, but they've been really cool like that too. If I'm upset, they'll just come sit with me, and I'm like, yes. Everyone has their own little thing, right? So, do you have any like final words of wisdom you want to leave everyone with? You can speak from the heart, whatever feels right for you.
Well, I just think that, like I'm gonna repeat myself, but just be yourself, be open to new ideas, and do whatever, makes you happy. And if you have an idea, just go for it. It's better to fail than to never try, I think. I think so. That's what I did.
Yes. I think that's so important because
Mm.
it's okay to suck at first. You may be amazing at first, but it's okay if you're not. And we all learn and grow. Like I know where I'm starting, I'm not going to be in the same place in even a month, like 6 months, a year. It's all going to shift and evolve. And that's the beauty, I think, of life too, right? As a human, we're here to grow and change and learn and be open to new things. So I think that's really cool.
We're all just faking it at some point, until we make it. And
Yes.
that's what's nice about it. It's growing and,
Yeah, and like believing in yourself because we should all be our own biggest fan. And we've all been through things, and like I've definitely not believed in myself at times, and I'm like, why not though? I'm like, you're just as good, like you could do it too. And the moment that you do believe in yourself, or just go for it anyway, even if you're terrified, it turns into magic. It's awesome.
It is. It really is. Yeah, I hope everyone will try to do, whatever makes them happy. My cat is just eating me right now.
I love it. He's like, hey. I love it so much.
Anymore. He bit me and then he pressed something on the keyboard.
Oh no. He's like, Mom, we're done now. Oh, amazing. So, okay, I want to also plug in all the ways people can connect with you because I'm sure there'll be people resonate or maybe they'll want your services.
Okay.
So yeah, let us know. How can the people reach you?
Well, Ellenfinds on Instagram or email me at info@ellenfinds.com. That's also one way to reach out to me. But yeah, I think Instagram is the best way to connect to me, and then I'll direct them where they need to go.
Yes, and you have a website too, right?
Yeah, it's ellenfinds.com.
Perfect. I love this. She keeps it nice and simple for us. I'm all about that. Keeping it simple.
Marketing.
Yeah, girl. Oh, it's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to spend some time with us and share your awesome story and like your great, great inspiration and your mindset and everything for entrepreneurs, people wanting to go for it, no matter what area of life it may be in. And I really want to thank you for giving us your beautiful energy today. It's been so nice.
Thanks so much. I was excited to be on a podcast. That's something I can
Woo!
check off my list.
Yeah, girl. Woo, I love it. Well, I'm sure they'll want to have you back, so it'll be amazing. I'm so excited for it to come out.
Thanks so much.
Of course. Thank you so much. So we're going to call that tea time for today, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google, make sure that you leave a comment and subscribe. Same with YouTube. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. And I'll make sure I list all the ways you can connect with the lovely Elena. And yeah, that's it. I hope everyone's having an amazing day, night, whatever time it is, and wishing you love and light as always. Bye.